we have a horse. Here is the horse on a lunge line, travels in a circle. So here is the circle that the horse traveling through around its trainer. Here is the trainer. The radius of the horse circle is 26 feet. So we can assign it something like this to make it like easy to understand. So this point is the center of the circle, and the radius, it could be something like this or something like this. This drawing is not perfect circle, so we need to deal with it as a perfect circle. So we know now that we have a circle and the radius is 26 feet. If the angle between the location D, so here is the location D and a location M, so we're talking about location D and location M, so the angle between these two locations is 193 degree. So we can say something like this. If this is like the center, and here is the line between the center and the location D, and another line which is like between the center and the location M, and this angle we can assign it something like this. So here is the angle, which is 193 degree. Here is the angle 193 degree. Clockwise, you can say that we are using, like, if we have it like a clock, so here is clockwise, as it show up here, like the movement of the horse is clockwise. That's why the angle is something like this from here to here, which is 193 degree. Find the length of the horse travel from D to M. When you are talking about the length of the horse travel from D to M, actually I am talking about the arc from D to M. So here is the arc from D to M, or I'm talking about the arc length from D to M. So to find the length of the arc, or the length of the horse travel from D to M, we need to use a proportion, something like this. So we need to start from the arc length. We can call it like dm, and we can write here like we can write dm, and because this is a length, so we are talking about here the length of the arc. But we know that this arc is part of circle. So when we are talking about the length of the circle, we know that we call it like circumference. So we are talking about the length of circumference. Let's talk about it like, or give it like a symbol, C. So in this case, we have the symbol C. So we finish with the length first. Then the second thing, we can deal with this point as the, as we said, as the center. From the center to location D, and then from the center to location M from the given information. So this is like a central angle. We call this like central angle, and it's being given like 193 degree. And this angle is fit with the arc DM. So if we have the arc DM, so the central angle will be something like this, 193 degree. But at the same time, This circle, as we said, like the angle in this case is 360 degree. So the angle 193 degree is part of the whole circle, or the whole angle, which is 360 degree. So here is a 360 degree. To find the dm, we need to do a simple calculation, something like this. So we need to do a multiplication like this, dm times 360, and now 193 degree times circumference. Because I know the radius, so I can call this radius, or maybe this is, I can call it as radius because I know the radius, so I can find the circumference. So to find the circumference, I can say that dm first equal to make it easy, I will not do the whole calculation in this part. So I just want to multiply the circumference by the whole fraction, which is 193 divided by 360. So dm will equal to 193 degree divided by 360 degree times circumference, and this will equal to 193 over 360 degree times the circumference is 2 times by times by the radius. We know that this is 193 over 360 times 2. The by is 3.14, and the radius is from the question, which is like here, 26. And in this case, I can find it using the calculator. Okay, now I don't need actually this part. So using the calculator, we have 193, and then this is divided by 360. Okay, 360, and we can now, so we have like 193 divided by 360. Now we have 2, so we need to multiply by 2, and then multiply by 3.14 multiplied by 26, and we reach to the answer, which is almost 87.5. So if the answer is almost 87.54, for example, so finally we can see that the answer, the question is asking me to find to the nearest foot. So to the nearest foot, I can deal with this like this. So we have here at the ones place value, the 7 at the ones place value, and after the decimal we have the 5. So because the number after the decimal, or after or before the number 7, is more than or equal 5, because this is here equal 5, so we need to add 1 to the 7 to make it like 88 foot or feet. So the answer is 88 feet. Let's check the answer if we reach to the right answer. So we can write here like 88, and then we will check the answer, and we can find that this is the right answer. I hope that you enjoy and you learn something from this video. See you in next videos.